Again, welcome into our broadcast here on a weather alert, weather aware Wednesday afternoon as we continue our coverage. We're going to go to the phone lines right now. Very proud to have Chief Meteorologist David Karns with Local 3 News on the phone with me right now to give us the latest update. Good afternoon, David. I know you're very busy. Thanks for your time this afternoon.
Oh, Dwayne, absolutely, man. Good to be with you. And let's look like we're still looking at a line of storms moving through the Tennessee Valley. The timing, I'm going to give you a rough timing on this. The big question I'm having today is, can we have our church service tonight? Can we have the ball game tonight? Here is my pat answer for that. We are going to have a line of thunderstorms. Some of those could become severe and produce damaging winds and tornadoes. We are going to have those developing and moving through the Tennessee Valley. The timing on that is anywhere from 5 p.m. to about 9 p.m. I think the focus over Chattanooga, Hamilton County, Bradley County, Cleveland, I think we're looking at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. being the real hot time. But anywhere from 5 o'clock on to say 9:30, that's where we're going to see this line of storms moving through. I mentioned damaging winds, isolated tornadoes. Those are possibilities. These are going to be very hit and miss localized storms. So everybody is not going to get severe weather, but some people I do think will have a really good chance of it as we move through the evening hours. Late tonight, we absolutely will clear out, and it's going to be awesome on Thursday. So I'm giving you the bad. Let me give you a little bit of good. Thursday, mostly sunny and 65 degrees, and then we're actually going to need our coats and jackets for the weekend. We'll have lows in the 30s and highs in the low 50s this weekend, but we do have that line of storms to get through first this evening.
Again, Chief Meteorologist David Karns with Local 3 is in the Weather Center there, giving us an update on what we're anticipating. Now, David, one of the things that I've spoken to you guys there at Channel 3 in the past is when we have a system like what we're having this afternoon, where we have the break in the clouds and the clearing and the sun pops out, the temperature warms up. I know realistically you think that's probably a good thing. You know, the clouds are moving out, it's going to be all right, but it actually...
A horrible thing.
Horrible thing. So explain that to me, sir, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, not at all. As a matter of fact, I was out at about noon today, and the temperature was in, I don't know, mid-60s maybe. And I was in the car, and then when I got out of the car about 45 minutes later, the temperature was in the mid-70s, and the sky had cleared a little bit, and not only was it really warm, but we were also looking at just a lot of moisture in the air. So the dew point is in the mid-60s, which is almost a summertime dew point. That's kind of a measure of how much moisture is in the air, and all of that heat really destabilizes the atmosphere. So when we talk about really warm weather, really moist air, those are two ingredients for severe thunderstorms. So when you have a cold front pushing into all of that mess, it shoots it all up into the sky, creates these tall, towering cumulonimbus clouds, and that's why we have the severe thunderstorms that pop up and move through. So, yeah, we love the nice, warm weather, but we also do not like the system that's coming in right behind it also.
Again, we're on the phone with Chief Meteorologist David Karns from Local 3 News, giving us the latest information. And again, David, you mentioned that hot spot for us here, probably Chattanooga, Bradley County, 6 to 8 p.m. is when we will need to be the most weather aware. Is that correct?
Correct. 6 to 8, I think, is our real. If we have to zoom into a couple of real hot spot hours, I would probably extend to just be weather aware from 5 all the way up to about 9 or 9:30. But 6 to 8 is really when I think we can expect the bulk of this to move through Hamilton and Bradley County.
Now, final question, David. I know you got to go. You guys got a million things going on there at Local 3 News. If a couple of hours, if you were wanting to get out information to people in our community that they should be preparing for now, as far as a few hours before this window, this hot topic window comes through, what would you say to them this afternoon?
Well, I love that question. That's awesome. A couple of things. First of all, and someone asked me this earlier today, if you're worried about tornadoes, don't open your windows, don't open your doors. That is a myth that opening doors and windows relieves pressure and keeps your house from exploding. What causes your house to explode is when wind gets either inside or up under your roof, and that wind, if you open a door or a window, that's just another access point where wind can come into your house, and it makes your house weaker when you do that. So keep doors and windows closed. Another thing is go ahead right now and identify that safe place in your home. The lowest, most inside part of your house is where you should go. A lot of people say the bathroom. Bathroom is great if it's the lowest, most inside part. The idea being you want as many walls as you can have between you and a tornado. And then third thing I would say is mobile home. Don't be in one. If you have a friend with a sturdy building, go ahead and make plans. Just spend a few hours with them. Wait till it passes, then go back home, and you're probably going to be okay. But mobile home, there is no safe place. There is no safety in a mobile home. So just plan on not being there. And the last thing that I would say, Dwayne, is that a lot of folks, I think, are going to be losing power tonight. Try not to light candles. I say try not. Don't light candles. A lot of people do, and it goes fine, and you've done it every single time. But every year we do a story about someone who burned their house down because they either forgot about a candle and it burned down, or we got knocked over and caught the house on fire. So just avoid any of that. Plus, you'll be putting smoke into the house. Just avoid any of that and have some battery-powered flashlights, lanterns, things of that nature laying around and ready to go.
Dave, I'm going to kind of piggyback on this final question, and when you got to go, you just say, hey, we got to get out of here. The other thing that I've got a question about is, we always speak about tornadoes and the damage, of course, that they do. But you being in the weather business, those strong winds, those high winds, cause just as much damage. So it's not that you got to come on the radio and say we've got to watch our warning going on before we need to be prepared.
Right, exactly. And you mentioned the winds. The wind is probably more damaging to more people than a tornado is. A tornado will impact a street, several homes, a community. The winds along this line are going to be really strong, and they will impact a lot more people. And the straight line winds within this system can blow anywhere from 60 to 80 miles per hour, kind of a mild-in tornado type wind. So those winds, and we saw it yesterday in a lot of parts of North Georgia over to Polk County, we had a lot of winds blowing over sheds, knocking down trees and things of that nature, and I think we'll see a repeat of that this evening.
All right. Well, Chief Meteorologist David Karns with Local 3 News. We appreciate it. I know you'll be there in the Local 3 Weather Center throughout the evening. And tell us how we can be a part of that.
Here's what you can do. So what we'll do is we'll go live on air, Local 3 News, on 4:30 or 4 all the way up through 6:30. And then I'm going to go straight to Facebook, and you can catch us on Facebook, Local 3 News, Local 3 Weather, and my Local 3 page, David Karns, Local 3. And all three of those I'll be simulcasting, and I'm just going to be on Facebook the entire evening. Now, if there is a tornado warning, we will switch, and we'll keep it live on Facebook, but we're also going to go live on air, and we will be broadcasting anytime a tornado warning pops up, especially Hamilton, Bradley County. You can count on it. Also, great tool that we have, and I'm going to plug our Local 3 Weather app. There is a feature on there. You can just get it, download it right now and play with it. You'll be able to figure it out, but it will show you where the warnings are. You click on the warnings. It's very interactive. You can even, I think it's 4 or 5 hours out, you can project out the radar imagery so you can do your own forecasting with the Local 3 Weather app. So it's a great tool to have, especially during severe weather. And I know people get really, really nervous these days with severe weather, so it can help calm your nerves a little bit while you're going through this.
All right. Thanks so much for the information, Chief Meteorologist David Karns with our friends at Local 3 News. David, stay safe, and thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Dwayne. You're the best, man.
No problem. All right, so there you go. That's the latest here on Mix 104.1 on the radio. We were on Mix TV there for the interview with Chief Meteorologist David Karns from Local 3 News. We wanted to give you the latest, and that's really the best we can do as far as bringing in our news partners there, giving you the latest coverage. We have spoke earlier with Public Information Officer for Emergency Services, Adam Lewis. We also are going to reach out to our friends in Cleveland City. Public Information Officer Evie West is going to join us on a phone call in just a little while. That way we feel we've covered all of our bases from meteorologists to county and city, and we'll make sure that we keep you informed here this afternoon on Mix 104.1. Stay tuned on the radio, on the app, and then we'll be back with you on mixtv.tv if that is a necessity. But right now we'll take just another quick break. You've been getting complete coverage, severe weather coverage, and our Severe Weather Center coverage is presented by McIntyre Insurance. We'll come back with more in just a second. I'll tell you what we'll do. One thing we have not done yet this afternoon, we're just going to stay put right here for just another second and give you a check.